almost back to pack.
Yeah, see?
That's how we start a program. Matt Berry, Randy Scott, Shanae Ogwumike with you on this Sunday SportsCenter AM. And if you like that, you will want to see what the NBA did last night.
Just so we're clear, Stanford, Arizona State, somewhere in the Big Ten.
Double teams, my friend.
Because if you led by double digits and you got comfortable last night, things got weird and bad. Speaking of weird and bad, Russell Westbrook looks like a kindergarten traffic zone cone.
You knew he was about to put in work after he came in the construction pit?
Yeah, if he comes in neon, it's going to be good. Speaking of neon, James Harden early on got banged up, but then he got comfortable.
Yeah, you go under the screen, he will make you pay. You'll get hit with a a beard three?
Yeah, beard three will do it. Yep. Harden 25 points in the first half. Rockets led 70-48 at the break. You would think that would be good enough. Paul George said it took a fiery halftime discussion because being down that much isn't who we are. And here comes Russ Westbrook.
Yeah, another triple-double. Westbrook's game is imperfect, let's be real, but his shooting woes, they're real as well. But he owns all of those imperfections, and he does not allow those struggles to dictate his game. And speaking of dictating games, Paul George.
Oh, 3 in the foul. Westbrook, 9th straight triple-double. Paul George was big last night, outshined the other stars. A few possessions later, Thunder trailed by 5. Here's Dennis Schroeder.
Dennis Schroeder. I mean, he's been a huge boost for them off the bench. He matches that Westbrook type of energy at the point guard spot.
How big was the third quarter? 42-20. Thunder outscore the Rockets. Now to the fourth. PG 13 finished with 45 points, 12 of 22, 6 of 14 from 3, 15 of 18 from free throw line. But here comes Harden.
I mean, tough finish right there. Take away the three-point line, help defense comes, finishes with a lefty, nice little flick of the wrist.
So we come back now. Next possession, it's Russell Westbrook's turn. He answers.
Beautiful split of the screen right there.
I mean, these two were going back and forth. Well, I mean, that's a step, a jab, and a go. Rockets with another chance. Westbrook guarding Harden. Harden misses the shot. Ball goes out of bounds on the Thunder.
Great defense right here. Look at how hard they try to take away his left hand. They don't foul, close out. Normally, James Harden can still make that, but down the stretch, it was the Thunder that made the play.
When Westbrook or George were the primary defenders, he would struggle. Harden, another opportunity out of bounds, wouldn't go. Harden, 42 points. Thunder win 117-112. Paul George, the hero, with our Lisa Salters.
Well, this team got fight. We knew the game wasn't over. We had a long second half. We just had to continue to play basketball. Wasn't going our way the first half, but we changed our fortunes. We started to attack, get aggressive, playing in the paint. We got the looks we wanted.
I'm not going to make excuses. They played well. They made big-time shots. We didn't have a great third quarter, and that's the story of the game.
Man, our defense, we couldn't get stops. They was getting everything. We got to be better, you know, especially starting the second halves. That was sort of like our Achilles heel last year, and it seems to be an issue so far this season.
We had our chances. We just didn't finish off. We came out flat second half for whatever reason. Maybe being up 22 did it. I don't know. It's a tough one tonight, but we'll bounce back on Monday and then see what we can do.
All right, so no player in NBA history holds more records than Wilt Chamberlain, but a couple of those records could fall.
Look at them short.
Thanks to Harden and Westbrook. The snug. Westbrook has now recorded a triple-double in 9 straight games, tying Wilt's streak for the longest in NBA history. And Harden has now scored at least 30 points in 29 straight games. It's the third longest streak in NBA history, behind a 65-gamer by the stilt and those shorts. Another one of 31 games, Randy.
All right, we got the Clippers, we got the Celtics. Kyrie Irving there, however, briefly, Shanae. Listen, the Green trying to get right after blowing that lead to the Lakers, and maybe the Clippers are something to get right against. Kyrie looking good.
I mean, doing his usual damage off the dribble. Another day.
Oh, you mentioned damage, though. Something went wrong here with the left knee. Brad Stevens said it buckled on Kyrie. He's going to have tests later today. He didn't return.
Those are the scary ones when there's no contact and it's just movement. The only thing that has held Kyrie back is his health and his career.
Still, the Clippers trailing big in this one. And Doc Rivers said that they were already taking notes for their next game. That's how much they were out of it. But look at that. To Danilo Gallinari. Celtics sort of sleepy, not getting back on defense.
Yeah, quick misses in transition lead to easy buckets for the other team.
Garrett Temple, new guy, right? Acquired via trade from Memphis, and he's going to be the beneficiary here at 3-on-2.
Just disrespectful at home in the Garden, and you going to let this new-look Clippers team do that to you? Ugh.
Like super new, like new.
Like new.
41-18, Clippers outscoring the Celtics after Irving tweaked the knee. Landry Shamet new from the Sixers.
Yeah, he's a rookie, a new player for the Clippers, and, you know, averages 8 points, but that's not how you want to lose ever, having a rookie, a new player come out and play his best game ever against you at home.
17 points in 27 minutes off the bench. He said that we played pretty well together for this being our first time as a group. Celtics fans not pleased.
Booed at home is not good.
The largest comeback in Clipper history, biggest blown lead for the Celtics since 03. Marcus Morris, larger issues.
It's not fun, man. Like, it's not fun. We're not competing at a high level. You know, even though we're winning, it's still not. It's just not fun. You know, I don't see the joy in the game. I watch all these other teams around the league, guys up on the bench, they're jumping on the court, they're doing all, you know, other stuff that this look like they're enjoying, you know, their teammates' success, they're enjoying everything, and they're playing together, and they're playing to win. And when I look at us, I just see a bunch of individuals. We don't have no attitude, we don't have no toughness, we ain't having fun. You know, it's gonna be a long season.
I mean, you talk about taking a flashpoint and making it into a larger issue. You're saying it's going to be a long season, completely different game after Kyrie left as the Celtics couldn't get anything going on offense. Boston scored just 44 points over the final 26.5 minutes of this game, shooting 33% from the floor over that span. Again, a 28-point comeback for the Clippers.
I also thought it was telling as well, Chennai. There was the piece of sound where they were saying nobody got traded. The trade deadline's over. We need to relax and play basketball. Seems like things are going on with the Celtics. In your mind, what is that?
Well, Marcus Morris is pretty much telling the truth. The Celtics have a decision to make. They either need to come together or they'll continue to play apart. And they've done it well in big games coming together, but when it's those other games, they tend to fall apart. And this is evident with their perimeter. That's where they're really talented at. They pretty much gift opponents 12 more points per game from the three-point line when they're not playing well, when they're not playing defensively. And when you look at a team, how bad do you want it? You show it on defense. And then we saw that dunk in transition. You can't let that happen at home. So yes, it's true. They have a huge decision. Either come together right now or the season is pretty much written off. I think they're at the 5th position in the East right now.
All right, only the first time in the last 20 seasons where we've had two different teams in the NBA come back from 25 points in the same day, right? We saw it from the Rockets and the Thunder game. Was that more about Houston or was that more about OKC?
Yeah, Houston, you don't really have a problem. That was just one game, in my opinion. I think this is more about the Thunder and Paul George making his MVP campaign. He should definitely be inserted in the MVP conversation. And we should also talk about how great he is off the dribble, put him in the ranks of Kyrie off the dribble, James Harden off the dribble. And if you look at that third quarter explosion, they were down 22 at half. Paul George had the signature moments, that and 1-3. And even at the end of the break of the quarter, you saw him showing emotion like, y'all, we got this. And you talk about a locker room that went from 0, you know, the Celtics to 100. This, and I said this earlier, this might be the most harmonious type of Thunder team we've seen lately because Russ and Paul George, they play very well. They're complements
and
to each
illustrate
other.
that point, if it wasn't harmonious, Paul George wouldn't have stayed in Oklahoma City.
You're right. The bromance is real.
They're a dangerous duo. Today, we're tapping you out.
Oh, I got you.
Yeah, you're out.
I got you.
We're going to go college ranks. Dallin Cuff in the mix.
Okay.
To talk a little college hoops last night. Chennai, thank you, Dallin. Welcome to the Sunday Circus. Duke and Virginia. The matchup hits two top teams in ESPN's Bracket Power Index. LeBron James there because, of course, he was early in the game. Dallin, it was all about Duke coming out on fire.
Trey Jones doing what he does. Gets the steal. Zion doing what he does. Glides to the hoop, and won't be the last time we saw that last night.
Duke was cruising early. A couple of minutes later, Zion. What did I say a couple of weeks ago about Zion and threes? I love it.
It's scary. And this game was scary for the entire country. If these guys are making threes, Zion in particular, you cannot guard them.
And to illustrate that, R.J. Barrett. Barrett had a big game.
It rains and pours. 5 for 5. He was in the zone. He was like Billy Hoyle from White Man Can't Jump. He was feeling it.
Billy Ho, just leave it there. 6 3-pointers at all. 15 first-half points. Duke would take a 39-35 lead at the half. Give Virginia credit. Although there was a barrage, they stayed in this. Then Cam Reddish got involved.
Transition basket. This is one thing Duke did well in this game. 21 transition points. Barrett that time being the assister, knocking it over to Cam Reddish.
And Reddish, 17 points. Duke hit 13 threes in the game. Here was another one. Minutes later, Duke up by 8. Ty Jerome is going to miss for Virginia. Reddish knocks the ball loose. Jones passes ahead to Barrett. Duke outscored Virginia 21-5 in transition.
That was a backbreaker. Looked like they were going to get an offensive rebound, put it back. They're building momentum. Instead, great defense. They strip it, and then another transition point.
Barrett would say they were in the zone, and then Zion.
This is like Sean Kemp at NBA Jam. That was ridiculous.
And he was paired with Detlef Schrempf, so you know that was scary.
Money
Here's
team.
Virginia coach Tony Bennett. There's two people in the world maybe that can make those plays, and they were both in our gym tonight.
Coach said no threes, so I tried to get out there and make him drive, but he shot it, so I blocked it.
And Dallin, we always see the exclamation point.
Yeah, just the little cherry on top of the sundae. I love the fact he said, Coach said do this, so I just did it. That's pretty good right there.
Zion dunk. Duke freshman, 74 of the 81 points. Maria Taylor with big game Barrett.
What were you guys talking about leading into this one?
We love road games. This is why we wear black, because it's their funeral. So, we come out and we just competed.
I thought both teams played outstanding basketball tonight. It's tough to single out a kid, or we're fortunate we won. It's the best we shot from the 3-point line, and obviously that's a huge difference. And the fast breaks, but they're outstanding, and we're really good too.
Before you win, you got to eliminate losing or be cleaner in those areas, and it's the transition defense, and it's limiting them to second chance points, and it's taking care of the ball. To beat a team the caliber of Duke, those things have to be at a high level, and I don't think they were high enough tonight. Beware of the Duke freshmen if they get some swagger in the media as well. That's made the Fab Five so great. 74 of the 81 points came from the freshmen. It's the third time this season the freshmen scored at least 90% of Duke's points. 2 of those 3 games against that vaunted Virginia defense.
And 2 wins against Virginia as well, as we're back out with Dallin Cuff. So what's your biggest takeaway here from the Blue Devils' perspective?
We've all had the theory that if you make Duke shoot threes, they can't beat you. And in the first game, Virginia got spread out, and they beat them off the bounce, and they scored 46 points in the paint. But last night was what we all feared. If this happens, this team's winning the championship. If they can, now 62% is ridiculous, but if they can get to 40% consistently, that's really frightening. I mean, RJ Barrett coming out 5 for 5 to start the game was outstanding. Cam Reddish is the guy can shoot it. Yeah. When RJ's knocking it down, it changes the whole game. This last possession really sums it up. They want to keep the ball, the penetration out of the lane. Well, they kept doing that. Help recover, help recover. You get a help recover to a 28% three-point shooter in Trey Jones, and he buries the 3. 13 made threes, 62%. You cannot overcome that. They did score in transition a bit. They did get some second chance points, but you can't overcome 13 made threes.
And they're doing it against a Virginia defense that's noted for being really good. Duke continues to roll. And by the way, things don't get easier. Dallin, thank you for joining us this morning. They don't get easier for the Blue Devils. Saturday's game marks the toughest 6-game stretch for any team in Division I. That according to BPI, Basketball Power Index. 3 of the next 5 games, we're going to learn a lot about these freshmen are against top 20 teams starting Tuesday at Louisville.
All right, to the NBA when we come back. You got new locations, new teams for big stars. How Marc Gasol's debut with the Raptors was taken over by one of his teammates. Plus, a huge hit welcomes a brand of new football league. What you won't see in the Alliance of American Football.